Okay, so I want to show you how to use this restaurant build cost estimator, this GPT that I've created that has so much international data. I've tweaked it. I've made sure that the outputs are exactly what you need for a quick assessment of what it's going to cost you based on the city and country you're in, the size of your space, sort of concept you're doing, and whether you're doing a full, just a renovation of an existing space or a full new build. So if you just click this button here, estimate my restaurant renovation cost, and I'll put a link below that you can click to get this. And so it's going to come out, it's going to ask you 4 questions, right? Your location, size, in square meters or square feet, type of business, and the project type. So I always try and push people as much as possible to try and find existing restaurants, cafes, and bars to take over and refresh, because it costs you 75% less than what it costs to build out a new one, because you're not doing, kitchen exhaust, you're not doing fire protection, you're not doing, often like a lot of the heavy duty flooring, the plumbing, the electrical, the grease traps, the restrooms, all of that. You're just redecorating. You're putting different things on the walls. You might change some floor finishes, the lighting, the front of counters or new counters. And you can do this for so much less money. And it is by far and away the best way to do this. But often, you can't do that and you need to build things. So let's say we are putting a cafe in Portland, Oregon. And I think you can just input these in whatever scale you want. So square foot, 1,500, about 150 square meters if you're in a metric country. And we'll do a new build and we'll see what happens. So it starts with a caveat here that not a caveat, but a explanation about how these things blow out. And it's very common for these things to blow out because operators don't have total control, or restaurant owners, cafe owners don't have total control of their projects. They're leaving it to designers and other consultants to manage things and give them guidance. And often, because these consultants and designers aren't the one paying the bills, they don't care as much as you do. You're the only person that genuinely cares how much money you spend on this and getting the 100% best result. Of course, there's good designers out there, etc. But when it comes to money, you can save, 15, 30%. You can easily save 100 grand on a build out by having total control of this process. And what that looks like is the things that I teach, which is being able to, create the design concept, build it out in 3D using pretty simple software, SketchUp, and then being able to produce your own set of rudimentary plans to be able to build from. And you can still use designers, but if you have total control of that design process, you can make sure that the most cost-effective or best value finishes, lighting, furniture, equipment, everything's being purchased. And it is just all about managing every single little thing. And that's how you shave off money to bring that cost down by that 100,000, 200,000. So we've come back with a 375 to 525. That sounds about right. You can probably get it down to a lower amount if you manage it tightly, which shows you about 7,505 difference. And so 1,500 square feet, roughly those costs. This gives you a breakdown of what goes into those things, the actual construction, the carpentry and the lumber and all that, and probably plasterboard and other linings might be about 147,000. You've got all your finishes, like your actual, your paint and other veneers and tiles and whatnot, lighting, furniture, kitchen equipment, electrical, millwork coming into it. And there'll be up and downs in this, and this isn't 100% perfect as like any AI thing. It's never 100% perfect, but it gives you a good assessment of where things might land, and it gives you a starting point to start thinking around. And you can nail this thing down, and like any AI thing, just start driving questions at it to try and get it closer and closer. But this gives you a good starting point of where to go from. And if we refresh this and try it with a refit, so we'll go in here and we'll say the same thing, right? We'll go Portland, Oregon, 1,500 square foot cafe and a renovation. And this is going to give you the same intro about controlling these things. As you can see, there's a significant difference here in that total cost to open this. And yeah, it's about 75% less. And if you can pull this off, I strongly suggest trying to do it this way. It's remarkable how much money can get swallowed up in all those boring services. Yeah, I've seen it over and over again. People jumping in and then just getting hit by surprises left, right, and center, and what they call in Australia variations and change orders over in the USA and Canada. Yeah, surprise things that contractors didn't bid or quote for. So make sure this is a great place to start. And like I said earlier in the video, if you want to learn more about how to control your builds, I can help you with that. I've designed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these. I used to own cafes. I own 4 of them. I've been through sitting in where you are and dealing with the frustration of either trying to DIY it myself and guessing it and failing it, or using professionals and them letting me down. And that's why I've created this after all this time, is to try and give owner-operators a helping hand to bring that cost down, because this is a hard industry. It's hard to make money. It's hard to pay that money back. And the more you can do to get the most efficient layout possible so that you're running at a profit and keeping your labor costs down, and you're doing as many sales as possible and keeping those build-out costs down, well, that's the goal, right? That's what you want to do. So reach out, send me a DM at some point on Instagram, and I can show you around what I can teach you. Otherwise, check out this GPT in the link below, or some of my other videos.